You know, this wasn't what I planned. This really wasn't what I planned. This wasn't something that I was gonna do this week. I had 0 o'clock by BTS planned up. I was ready to go with something happy, with something bright, with something hopeful. But recent events have changed that. And I found recently the only song I have been listening to is Ugh by BTS. Ugh perfectly encapsulates how I'm feeling right now, and I think the world is feeling right now. This song is fast-paced, it's angry, it's got a lot of gunshots, which as an army, right, as a BTS fan, they're nostalgic to me. This is the rap line of BTS, and if you're not familiar with them, they can go off. And I feel like right now somebody needs to go off at people going off. Sorry, can you tell I'm a bit hyped up? I'm a little bit ugh right now. The link to this original song, if you want to listen to it and get angry with me, will be down in the description. Stream it, look at the original lyrics, all of those things in the description. I'm gonna go off with my analysis because I have many things to say. Support the artist, here we go. Comparing fire to anger isn't really a revolutionary or very new kind of metaphor, but it's still very, very accurate. Anger is something that can start from a spark and can grow very quickly and fast and can crackle and burn and bring things to ash with it. It can also simmer down to an ember, and then from that ember can grow an entirely new spark. It's something that can continue and have oil thrown on it, and it's opening up the song like this with the metaphor. It immediately sets the tone. You know exactly what we're talking about, you know the emotions that we're talking about. It brings up that immediate relatability and immediate connection that everybody knows. We know that they're talking about fire and they're talking about anger. It's set. First lyric. Today's player is coming in. The doors have opened, the crowd is waiting, the player has stepped into the field. In the song, BTS kind of explains anger as some sort of spectacle. It almost kind of brings up this like image of like a courtroom. The charged person has come up and we're all waiting with the number of offenses that they've ever done, and we're just waiting and we're knocking on doors and we're collecting people to go inside this little theatre room where we can list off all their offences and watch as the spectacle starts. I think you have guessed right now. The topic of today is cancel culture. It's Stan Twitter, hashtag blank is over party. There is a lot of good that cancel culture can do, but there is also many, many, many bad things that this crowd mentality, this almost crucible-like affair that it can start. In the song, they break it down. And in this particular section, it talks about we do kind of nudge people. We poke them and prod them, and especially like celebrities or, you know, big accounts on Twitter or Stan Twitter. We do nudge them. We almost see it as a form of like our duty to bring up all the bad things and all the reactions that they possibly could get. And that's what we do. It's what we do, and it's wrong. The truths may become false, the lies may become true. I think it's a miracle that we can understand each other so well. Even just face to face talking on video. It's amazing that we can get through all our emotions and what we're trying to say in our message through basic sounds and facial expressions. When you think about it, our form of communication via speaking is kind of fickle. And that becomes 1,000 times trickier when it's online and you can edit things and you can twist and make fallacies out of almost everything. The unfortunate thing with this beautiful creation of the web we have made, anyone and everyone can use it, and everyone and anyone can decide what they believe, whether it be truth or whether it be lie, and they have the right to do that. Within that, everyone and anyone can believe that they are right and be perfect. And with this huge thing that we've made, we've put labels on each other that no one deserves. Being perfect with perfect ethics doesn't exist. Everyone on this planet has made mistakes, some far worse than others, but everyone has done them. And everyone has the right to judge each other based on those ethics. I'm not disputing that. It's just we sometimes forget to forgive at the same time, because I think people get so caught up in almost their guilt of their past mistakes, where they decide that they can't do anything wrong. So when someone else does something wrong, it's unforgivable, it's unteachable, they can't go past that ever again. And with some things, that's not true. With some things it is, but regarding the average person, we all fuck up sometimes, and we all should try and learn from that. See this is probably one of the most important lines, and they'll continue it throughout the rest of the song, but rage is important. It's important and it's vital, and it's emotion that we need to have as not only as humans in society, but also just animal kingdom. It's an emotion. We have it for a reason. In society, anger can do great things. Look at any revolution on the planet. Look at what's going on right now. Black Lives Matter. There is anger there. Rightful anger. Justified anger. And it's useful. And we can use it to make sure that that pain that anger stems from never ever happens again. It's important that we have that anger. This is not rage, this is excretion. I feel like a lot of these things that have been happening recently with cancel culture and with anger, it comes from a place of pain, and some people don't. Some people are bad people, and they can use that anger to fuel fires that aren't needed. They excrete anger. They feed off other people's anger. They start things that are contrary to the actual point. And that's frustrating, because at the end of the day, we're all fighting for the same thing, I think. Equality, freedom, justice. And some people just see it as anger. When you reach a point of anger where you don't really feel it anymore, where it's become just something that you express without feeling it, it loses almost all of its value. There's this image that a lot of people like to put out on any celebrities, but in particular BTS. They like to pretend that because they're successful, they can't be upset at anything ever. This is wrong. They are people. They can feel things. Just because they are successful and getting popularity and earning money doesn't mean they can't get upset at some malicious comments. When you're malicious to someone and they get hurt, that is justified. Just because they're at a certain social standing does not erase this. You can be angry, you can point out things that are hurting you and things that you think that deserve an apology. That is good. That is good. That is learning and adjusting the world and changing things. But if you are malicious to someone and they get hurt back, they are also justified in that pain, no matter who they are. I am raging at all the rage that had to die out. Sometimes the arguments that we get into these days is defeating the purpose. It's quietening the fights that we're trying to fight. It's picking out small, little tiny bits in a picture when the entire picture is disgusting. If we want to change things, we have to do it fairly and honestly and with anger. We have to remember never to be malicious, and we have to remember that we can't be like them. We can't be like them. If we start being like them, then we've lost. Thank you so much for letting me ramble about the song and what I think it's about. I'm sorry for being a little bit heated on like my second video. This year has been rough. Yeah. If you want to hear me get angry at some other things in the world, I have a podcast with my best friend. We talk about a lot of, mostly politics, actually. Lots of things that we are angry at. So if you want to check it out, down there. We also have a Patreon. We're trying to get enough money to save up for microphones. I'm currently recording this off of my phone, which means the quality isn't that great. Any support that you give us would be so gratefully great. I would be so grateful. I also have a poetry book if you want to check that out. It's just a bunch of poems about my life, my emotional state. Again, I kind of apologize for this one being a little bit more hectic and not really structured and me jumping back and forth. I have many emotions and I'm a little bit angry at anger. I make these every 2 weeks, so the next one will be a lot calmer, hopefully. Thank you so much for watching. Keep listening to music, keep analysing music, keep analysing the world, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!